One moment. Let me get everything set up here. Checking to make sure that everything is good. So, let's see. Yep, we're live. I can see us right now.
Okay.
All right, I'm muting it so I don't have no feedback from that. So, good afternoon, everyone. Let's see. I'm Z, and you're listening to the Bryant Consulting Show. Today, we're going to be talking to Ricky Beasley uh, on our show today, who is a owner of Beasley's House of Cakes, father and entrepreneur. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm blessed.
Awesome. It's a pleasure to speak to you today, and I appreciate you taking out your time for this interview today.
Oh, no
Um,
problem. No problem.
Great. Um, Someone in the world may be motivated or inspired by your story today. So I just really appreciate you, and I thank you once again. Um, Here at Bryant Bright Consulting, we're all about the people all around the world and assisting others with obtaining their personal life and or their company goals and getting on a path to greatness. Um, my big motto is you are the CEO of your own life. So start making those decisions today that drive the vision you've always dreamed of. So it's all about improving, innovating, sustaining, and just basically living your best life. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the interview. Um, let's see. Mr. Beasley, tell us about your business.
Well, my business is it's a cake business, of course. I started from my home, which I still stay in my home. I mean, still in my home doing my business, but that's where it started at. Started
Okay.
doing cakes on like a whim, seeing stuff on YouTube, and I was like, man, I can do this. And some
Yeah.
people said I couldn't do it, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try even harder to even to do it. And it all started with my little girl Kenya's birthday. I wanted to do her birthday cake, and she let me do it, and I've been doing it ever
Hmm.
since. And then I just
Oh,
picked it
wow.
up, passion, and started posting on Facebook, and then that's when it started. Um, a lot of people got interested in me doing their cakes for weddings, parties, anything that they can think of. They challenged me to do different stuff for their birthday, and that's
Hmm.
pretty much how it started. Just really just started just doing cakes for my little girls.
Wow. That's amazing. I was looking at your Facebook page and I saw some of these amazing cakes that you recently created. It's like so creative. Like I really like the one, the happy birthday cake with the purple and gold and balloons. That's just so creative.
Yeah, the lady sent me a picture. She actually sent me a picture of four of them, and I let the people choose what they want because it's their birthday.
Hmm.
She sent one with a crown. She sent that one. Then she sent another one was different, but they all had a purple and gold theme. So I
Hmm.
said, which one you want? And the one that I kind of didn't want to do it because it was outside my realm, something I never did before, like with the balloons and trying to find the balloons, the color to match everything. That's the hardest part. Making the cake is easy, but when somebody challenges you to do something like balloons, because you got to go through sources to find them, and that was a hard thing because I had to go to like three different stores to find the same setup. It's just not in a package. So I was like, okay, I can do it, no problem. And it came together real nice. She wanted it strawberry cake, so I did a strawberry filling in it too as well. Chopped up some
Mm.
strawberries, put it in the filling, and it was perfect. And then she also wanted the name on it, which I haven't did before. So I looked on the YouTube to figure out how to do it, and it was pretty easy. So I
Hmm.
accomplished that by just going on YouTube and just figuring it out how to do it.
Wow. It's just amazing, these cakes that I'm looking at on Facebook right now that you've created. They're just like the Stella Rosa, that's just creative. And I see like a Ciroc cake. It's just like, wow. And people
Yeah,
representing like their favorite football teams and states and companies and businesses.
ev-
Wow.
anything you can think. And just like sometimes like people have the same thoughts, and it's like, well, I want the same cake. Really, it never happened. When I first started, I thought people was gonna be the same, but everybody is different. Everybody's
Hmm.
different.
Yeah. Wow. And I can see like the creativity and you bringing out the personality, excuse me, and who the person actually are within the art and the cake. Wow.
Yeah,
It's just amazing. Wow.
yeah. Some
This is
people they
really
gon'
big business here.
yeah, because some people just go on Pinterest and find something they like, and really comes down to it. If they like it, I like it because I'm
Hmm.
really gonna be the one that's doing it, and just time management on it. Really, sometimes it takes me 2 hours. Sometimes it takes me 3 hours, depending on how detailed it is.
Hmm. Wow. Well, that is amazing. Congratulations on having such a wonderful business and doing something that is fun and creative. And it looks like you really, really enjoy it. And that's the big thing about having a business, that you really enjoy and you like doing it and you have fun and you can be creative and be yourself. Wow.
Yeah, you have to be because if you don't like something, yeah, I got a full time job as well,
Hmm.
and if I didn't like it, I definitely wouldn't be doing it. But I love it. I mean, sometimes I be just so focused on it, I don't even eat half of the time when I'm working, especially when I have multiple orders. It just
Uh-huh.
comes and it just I still just be working. Before you know, it's like 4 or 5 hours in, and I haven't even had a went to the bathroom, had a break or anything. It's just constantly working on that cake or the multiple
Yeah.
cake.
Wow.
So you have to be passionate about it, especially if you don't like it. Your work will show for it. Yeah,
Yes, and I can see that you're very passionate about it and you enjoy doing it and you like it and you put your all into it, because it's just amazing how these cakes look. They look so professional. Wow.
that's a lot of hard work. It's definitely a lot of hard work. Like you should have seen. I wish I had a picture of like my first cake. I found it, but I lost it, and then I was like, I done came a long way, big time,
You have?
long. Yeah, if I could have show you the picture of the first one I did, you'd be like, wow, you did that? I was like, yo.
Well, I'm actually looking, just scrolling down like the timeline on your Facebook page and just seeing the history of where you started at making cakes, excuse me. And it's just like, wow, you can see the evolution and the evolving and then how things changed and how you worked on it over time and innovated and changed it. And it just, wow, it looks great.
Yeah,
You
and
can
then
tell.
equipment helps too. Getting different equipment, getting different tools and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and then just learning your craft, going on YouTube and figuring it out. 'Cause something you might not know, and somebody else been doing it for a long time, and
Yes.
that's
Wow,
how
I
I
can
pretty much I
tell.
train myself. I mean, I'm self-taught too as well, but also people on YouTube going and getting their techniques and stuff. I changed a lot because at first I was really box cakes because I was so scared to do scratch cakes,
Hmm.
and that's why I started like Betty Crocker and just regular plain box cake, fixing them up a little bit where you really couldn't tell, but that's how it started. My first cake was a box cake.
Wow, just amazing. Mm-mm-mm. So, tell the people where you are from originally.
I'm from Cleveland, Texas.
Okay.
I still stay in Cleveland, Texas. I moved a couple times, but I eventually I came back.
Wow. So, you're still at home and making it happen after all these years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. So I know I've been knowing you for a long time, since high school. We went to school together. So that was when you lived in my town, Huntsville, Texas. So gotta rep
Yes,
Texas.
yes, that was the experience. That was the experience. Actually, what happened with that, I actually came down there because my dad and I had started having problems at the house, and then that's when I moved in with my dad, and and that's how I came to Huntsville for that semester.
Hmm.
And I actually met you and a couple other people, but you're the only one I still talk to to this day from Huntsville.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Well, we're on Facebook, so y'all in contact with each other there. So
yeah.
that's good. Yep.
'Cause actually, I just
So.
got to talking to my cousin. He came by. I said, "Man, you know what? I got an interview with one of my friends from high school." She say, "Wow." He say, "I said we talking about a cake business and stuff like that, and
Hmm.
pretty much everything." So I told him about it. He said, "Man, that's amazing." I said, "Man, we fell apart like for a while, and then all of a sudden she came back on Facebook, and we was got to back talking again."
Yes. Yep. That was my time in my life when I evolved into my spiritual self. So, with that, going through the journey of spirituality, it's like you let go of some things and some parts of your life to focus on that journey so you can evolve into a better person, a more spiritually enlightened person that looks at a lot of things differently in the world, and can actually see what's important and what's really not important.
Yeah,
Because sometimes we can get stuck into that social media life and forget what's really important in our lives, like our dreams and our goals and our family. And, sometimes you can become a workaholic and work too much and not even give your family and friends the attention that they may need. So
yeah,
sometimes you have to figure out a way to balance these things out. I think that balance is very important when it comes to your life, work, play, family, all of that. So that was a time I can say that I was finding that balance and not being just stuck into like social media and working all the time, but figuring out how to balance and all it out and come to that middle point to where I'm able to accomplish my goals, write those things down on that list and check them off one by one as I accomplish them. So that was that point in time in my life when I took that break from Facebook. It was like 10 years of my life without Facebook that I took the time to focus on me and get myself together. And it was very rewarding because now I'm able to do stuff like this, give interviews, have a business website, Facebook business page, all types of other social media business pages now because I figured out and found out how to balance those things with my life and family and work and everything else that I'm doing. Sometimes it takes that. Yeah.
yeah. Being away from Facebook for 10 years, I don't think I can do it because I mean, of course, this is half of my business, and then being friends, my family, everybody's on there, especially networking wise. Just not on Facebook.
Hmm.
It's so much stuff, like so much stuff on there. It's all in one little entity right now. So I really don't. If I
Hmm.
wanted to find something, it's right there on it. So if I want to talk to somebody, it's right there. I might not have their phone number, it's there. So I don't think I can do what you did for 10 years.
Hey, you know what? To do what I did for 10
That's amazing.
years,
You can leave something.
you got to be strong for real. And you have to have tenacity and you got to really want to make your dream become reality bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you give
Because,
up something like that, in where you at now, that's amazing. That's really
oh,
amazing.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It is,
really,
but I can say that I
really.
understand that it's hard, because there's people like you that's built up a connection with people, family with people, businesses. Your business is really built up from years working on it. So it's Facebook is just a community itself, you know. And I see that and I understand that, and I
Yeah,
understood that back then. But I knew that with me, I had to find a balance and not overdo it, because sometimes it can be overwhelming and too much when you have too much family and friends and not enough of working on you and your dreams and goal, you know. So not everybody can be able to
yeah,
balance it all
you're
from the
absolutely
beginning.
right, man.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
you definitely absolutely right. You got to have a balance in it because if you don't have a balance, I mean, you can teeter totter around and not get anything accomplished, and
I
you're trying
know.
to accomplish more than more than one.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't that I wasn't getting nothing
Crazy. Well, I
accomplished back
mean, but
then,
I
but yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
was like,
I mean,
let
that's
me
crazy.
focus.
I mean, I hear people getting off of like like 4 or 5 months, uh, but 10 years. Like, man, but I mean, if that's your goal and you wanted to do something like that, I mean, that's
Hmm.
just like me giving up driving for 10 years. I mean, it's in, I couldn't do it because that's the way of life for me.
Hmm.
And I'm
Yeah,
not saying Facebook is a way of life for me, but it's a life for me because I don't know where I will be without Facebook because I'm getting in contact with people I never knew. And word of mouth can only get you so far, but you actually have
that's
to
right.
have a way to put your work out and put your work out there and people see it and it's like, well, he's doing a good job. I'm gonna get him to do my event. And then also on top of
Exactly.
that, when once you put your work out there and when you get it out there, be respectful for that person and
Hmm.
get a cake ready and have it because the worst thing you can do is not come through for them and then that's it because then your name is in the dirt. Then you got to
Oh
crawl
yeah.
back out of that. So I always taught myself with this being on time, being being there because if you're not, they're gonna have a they're gonna throw it like, no, Mr. Beasley House of Cakes, he's horrible, getting bad
I know.
reviews and everything. It's all it
I
takes
see
is
it all
one.
the time.
It's all it takes is one.
I just mess
And I
somebody
have
up, it'll
sales
be all over
background.
Facebook.
I work with yo. I mean, of course, I done messed up. I mean, but I still delivered the cake on time. They
Hmm.
still got it. They still ate it. The cake was delicious, but I made a mistake. I told myself I would never make that mistake again.
Hmm. And that's
Yo,
just life.
and then it
Nobody's
was also
perfect.
a
You're gonna make
short time.
mistakes.
It was a week turnaround.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then I made several mistakes, but it's just like you got to deal with it,
Hmm.
assess it, and then it's
That's
like,
right.
what can I do for you next time where I won't happen, or what can I
Hmm.
do for myself and it won't happen again. I mean, miscommunication, anything. It's like you tell me to do something, and you tell me not to do it, and then you tell me again, and it's just like you have to constantly communicate with the people that you working with the cake for. Ask
Hmm.
questions. How many people is it for and stuff like that. What color? Be specific. You have to be specific with it because if it's
And that's
not,
how
they're
you
gonna
do good
say
business.
we're not gonna do business no more.
Hmm. Yeah. And then, you
Yeah.
do have to decide who you can do business with or without. Sometimes all business isn't good business. So that's understandable too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I learned that from the beginning too because at first I wasn't taking deposits and
Hmm.
just like they're gonna come pick it up and stuff like that. But I got burned like 2 times for a customer. One man, this guy communicate the whole week about the cake, communicate back and forth, back and forth. All of a sudden, when the day of the cake and I made it prior to that, I didn't hear from him at all. It actually happened 3 times. And then me and my wife sat down and said, well, we're going to have deposit because I know this is the business and some people are like that. They don't respond well or they won't show up or anything. Anything can happen, but they don't communicate with me. Just last week, I had a guy on Facebook hit me up, say, man, I need a cake for my mom's birthday Friday. So we was communicating all week, and then all of a sudden I asked him, I said, you still need your cake Friday? haven't responded yet, so I didn't make the cake.
Mm.
Even though it was a friend of mine, and I still didn't
Mhm.
make the cake. Now, if he would have been mad at me, I didn't care because you didn't respond to me. So I'm not wasting my resources and my product for a cake that I'm gonna have to eat with my family. I can't do that.
Communication is everything.
And
Yeah.
since then, yeah, of course,
Yep.
yeah, I had to have that communication because at first I didn't think so, but of course you had to. Me being a salesman background, worked in
Mhm.
sales for a long time, so I had to ask a bunch of questions. And at first, my wife was like, "Why are you asking so many questions?" I said, "I want to get it right. Because if
Mhm.
I don't get it right, I didn't want that. I didn't want that. That's not what I wanted." Okay, okay. Then we go. Then we can go back and see. I asked for this. You asked for this. You asked for this. Here we go. Blah. There we go.
Mhm.
So it's yeah. It's just, you're right. It's the communication with the customer.
Oh yeah. And
Definitely on
I
that.
know as you go, well, as time goes by and you're in business, you learn so many things, but the things that you learn, they don't necessarily always stay the same because everybody's different and each situation is going to be different. But you can't have some situations that are similar to others. But it's just like living life.
Yes.
It's
Yeah. You're right. Can't.
you know, as you go along throughout your business experience, you're just learning, and as you go along, sometimes it works like that, depending on what type of business you have. Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is. I thought it was like a little easy business to get into. It is. For me making the cake, yes.
Hmm.
Forced communication with the customer, yes, but it's a whole other entity that I didn't even know about. It's like getting all the details in at
Hmm.
one time because I have sometimes I can't make everything, so I have to go outsource it, buy it on not Instagram, but Amazon, Walmart, Party City, everywhere. I have to constantly find stuff to to make the cake work,
Hmm.
and it's like they'll send me a picture of something. I was like, well, I didn't make this cake, so I don't know where did they get this from, but I'm gonna try my best.
Wow.
They come up with all kind of stuff. Like I love a challenge. I really do love a challenge. But sometimes I have to challenge myself. Can I make it? Can I do it?
Hmm.
Because my wife always tells me, he said, don't stay in the same box. Don't stay in the same box. Try something different.
She's right.
She always telling me to try something different.
Hmm.
It never fails.
And I
Every
think
week,
that's the
try this, try this,
difference.
try this, do this, do this.
I think that's a big difference with your competition when it comes to business. Is if you're that business that's always coming up with a new strategy and innovating and creating new things, you're going to always be ahead in the game, and then there's going to be others that's going to be coming behind you that's trying to catch up, because you're going to be making a difference. You're going to be
Yeah,
showing your customers and the people that you're different, and they're going to want to work with you, especially um, with the creativeness that you have with your cakes. It's just, I can tell the evolution throughout time, and I can tell you're staying out the box, and I can tell that you're not just sticking to one thing, and you're being creative, and you're doing amazing things. Like, I've never seen cakes look like this before, and it's totally different, and it's totally out the box. There's no way it's in the box. It's straight up creative. So I can
yeah.
see
But
it.
when I say when I say when I say box made, I mean when I first started, I was using box mix,
Hmm.
and then later on, I because my prices was trying to go, I was trying to go up on my prices. And my wife told me, "Say you're gonna have to start making cakes from scratch." So
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
found recipes and made it from scratch. Some of them I had to change it because I didn't like it, because
Hmm.
the customer was like, "Nah, I don't like this cake." But they gave me the opportunity, and my prices were so cheap. They was like, "Well, I know you trying. I know you trying. I know you trying to do better for yourself. Well, I'm gonna come back to you next time." And they did, and the cakes got better and better.
Wow.
You know.
I can see it. Wow. Amazing.
Like for example, the hardest cake I made to this day, it took me like 2 days to make it, was a strawberry cake. For some reason, it was devastating. I couldn't get it. I found 6 recipes and I could not get this. I could not make the strawberry cake. For something, it was flat, it was hard. I was like, what is going on? And I figured it out. I did it my way. I found ingredients that worked with my recipe, and I did it. And speaking of that gold and purple cake, that was one of my revolutions for my strawberry cake. I do mine a little different from everybody. It still involves real strawberries, but I add a little bit of a secret sauce, I call it. I have so many cakes that I will not tell my recipe because I add a little secret sauce to it.
Mm.
And ever since I add that secret sauce, people loved it. She loved that cake. She said, "Man, this cake is beautiful and it tastes wonderful." So I was like, "Yes."
Wow, so
I
you
was
got a
happy.
secret over there.
Yo, oh, of course, you can't tell everything. I mean,
No, you can't tell
I,
that.
because I found out it's a simple ingredient and it worked, and I was like, "Wow, I can't believe it actually worked." And it's one recipe I use, and I can use like 10 different combinations on it, and I can change it up, and it works for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's, it's crazy like that. I never thought
Wow.
I can use one recipe for 10 different cakes.
Wow. See, you figured it out. That's what I said in business. Sometimes you just like learn as you go along throughout the years of business, and you grow and you evolve and you come up with new strategies, and you have new innovative things that make your business a better business, make your product a better product, make your service a better service. And you found that. So that's amazing. Congratulations. That is success.
Thank
Wow.
And then it's like ever since I've been doing it, you've been having little other people, and the sad part about it, they think they're in competition with me. I'm not in competition with nobody because
Oh.
at the end of the day, I want to help you. I want you to help
Mm-hmm.
me. Like some
Yes.
people look at me like I won't help them, or I won't talk to them, or I won't. Man, I say I don't care. It's enough business to go around for everybody. It's like since I've been doing it for the
Exactly.
last 3 years, give or take, so many people done popped up. I inspired so many people to make cakes,
Mm-hmm.
to do this, to do that. And this one lady, she's my competition. And I done made 2 cakes for her.
Wow.
And I was like, no, I can help you, you can help me. I don't care. I done did work for her in like because some of the equipment I have and she doesn't have. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, I do it, no problem. I have no
Wow.
problem helping the next man because at the end of the day, I might need your help. I might call you up one day and say, I'm so busy. Can you do this cake for me? But my
Mm-hmm.
wife told me don't do that because she might like not like that cake. The customer might not like that cake. She used to your cake. So don't do that. I was like, okay, I won't do that.
Yeah,
I
sometimes you
just
do have
remember
to
that.
watch
That
out for
just stuck in my
those
head for something.
competitor people. 'Cause sometimes they like to try to, you know, get some of your ideas and use it for their own
Yeah,
business.
yeah, I know
People
what you're
do
talking
stuff
about.
like that. Yeah. But
Yeah,
as long as you don't put that secret out there and keep it behind closed doors, you're fine. They can't even compete. But you're not competing anyway.
yeah,
People supposed to compete with themselves, not with others.
yeah.
That's what I truly believe in, because you got to beat yourself at the end of the day, because you're the one that can hold yourself back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I held myself back a lot. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
thanks to my wife, man, she really has told me, hey, you need to step outside. Some of the stuff that I listen, some stuff I don't. She tried to get me to
Mm-hmm.
do other stuff, but I like it's like, nah, I'm gonna stick right here because I see the market is saturated with that. I'm gonna stick right
Mm-hmm.
here with mine. So my customers are always gonna have this, but if they want that, I can put that in with it. But I'm not gonna just focus on that, but I would add
Mm-hmm.
it to my my menu and see what happens. You know,
Sounds like a plan. Wow. You built
yeah,
a
it's
wonderful
definitely
business for yourself.
it wasn't for her, man. I don't know where I'd be at.
Wow.
You know, I
See,
mean, I never thought it would be something I was doing for my little girl that wanted something. Now it's it grew like this.
look
Because I
how
was
children
talking
can be a
to one of my
blessing.
friends. I know, man. I know. And I have to fight with them like right now. Every year I let them choose their cake. I don't go and choose it. Every right now, my little one, she's already preparing herself to tell me what kind of cake she want, and her birthday is not until September the 8th. They start right after their birthday trying to find their cake.
Wow.
I was like, and now I'm working with my daughter trying to figure out what she's gonna do for her sweet 16 cake.
Oh, that's gonna be big.
And it's going good. And you know, I want it to be big, but she don't want it to be big.
Hmm.
She won't let me have go ahead to do what I want to do with it. But I told her, I said I might not be here when you get married, so I can be here with this. She's like, Daddy,
That's
don't say
awesome.
that. I say it's life. I had to tell her that. But I'm gonna let her do one tier, and then I'm gonna do the other tier, just the way I
Oh,
want it.
that's gonna be nice.
And then also with their cakes, I with their cakes, I tell them, I said, let's find something new. Let's do something new because you don't have to pay for this cake and you give daddy time to practice on your cake. So you might inspire somebody else to get this cake and I have practice on this cake. So when somebody actually pay for it, I can already have it, already did it before and it'd be easy.
Hmm.
And it's like, oh, okay, daddy, okay. And then they go somewhere else, get the same cake. You know.
And that's
But my
nice
family
that
has
you,
blessed me so much.
yes. And you have a supportive spouse that has your back and she gives you great advice with the business too. So that's a blessing.
Yeah, she do all the Facebook stuff. She do all the Facebook. She first put it on Facebook, and that's how it blew up. She put all
Hmm.
my pictures on Facebook, and people start responding because I was just posting it on my page, and then we was like, yeah, we need a separate page. We need a business page for it. So we created Beasley House of Cakes Facebook page, and we're working on the website because she's like, well, we need a website. And I say, okay, we're gonna sit down and do it, but we just ain't really had time to do it, but we're gonna get it done.
Sounds good. So what other future projects you're gonna be working on? You said a website, anything else planned?
Uh, Website, and then I actually have a new line. I'm gonna have a clothing line with hash t-shirts, pulleys, and maybe some
Okay.
shorts, some socks. It's called uh, Aces Over Kings clothing line.
Okay.
Yeah, and then also I'm gonna be doing Beasley House of Cakes merch too. For like, say if you want a cake, I mean, you want a T-shirt with Beasley House of Cake, just free promotion and stuff like
Okay.
that.
That sounds like a good
I got a lot of
strategy.
stuff going on. It's just I just have to put it on paper. Yeah,
Yep, and get it together.
just going
Sounds
first.
like
I'm gonna
you've
start
been
off with
doing it.
T-shirts and then go to hoodies. What's that?
I said it sounds like
I
you've
didn't
been
hear you
doing
was
it,
breaking
getting it
up.
done.
Yeah, just pretty much on paper. Now I got to put it in. Now I really got to put it out there now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, really have to. Because I can say what I want to do, but really got to get that and put it into action.
Hmm. And you've put a lot in action so far. So I know it won't be any issue once you, like you said, write it down and plan it and put it together and start the execution on it. So, yeah.
Speaking of writing it down, that's what made this business prosper. One day I was sitting on YouTube at work. I was on break. Ran across a scripture. Uh, Habakkuk 2:2. You have not because you ask not.
Hmm.
It's like, what is it was Steve Harvey actually was talking about. He was talking about how it changed his life, how
Mhm.
he became he went from being poor, homeless, stuff like that, and it was like wow. And I mean I'm not a fan of Steve Harvey, but I
Mhm.
wasn't a fan of him because I didn't like his tactics and some of this stuff, how he did it. But God brought me somebody that I can understand and figure it out. And that guy was like Becca 2:2. It's another one. It's another scripture too. Have a vision and make it plain. I forgot it. I forgot the name scripture. Have a vision and make it plain.
Mhm.
And ever since 2020, I made my vision board and I wrote it down. Wanted my business to grow, which it did. And there's so much more that came from that. Have a vision and write it down. And when you said that, I just lit up because
Wow.
if it weren't for that, Rebecca 2:2, have a vision. I mean, ask for it. You have not because you ask not. I was like, man, that is that simple. It can't be that simple. I said, I guess you know what? I'm gonna put it in the Lord's hand. I've been doing it for 39 years on my own. You know what? I'm gonna give it to him. When I gave it to him, this is what happened. I
That's right.
prospered. My vision, my vision board. I wish I could go back. I wish I can just start. I haven't even checked off stuff on my vision board, which I know I done accomplished.
Mhm.
I know I have. So I'm just waiting to 2022, and then I can come back and just knock some stuff off of there. And it's like, oh, okay. But
Wow.
if it weren't for that, me sitting down, asking for it, I don't know where I'd be at right now. I probably wouldn't be
Mhm.
talking to you right now. I can tell you that because he
Wow.
provided people in my life. Um, that I would never knew that would be helping me like you are. I would have never knew that. I would never knew I would you would like, hey, I got you. You can use my platform to put your business on. I was like, if you told me this 5 years ago, I was like, nah, you kidding me. It's like,
And, that's
it
how some
happens,
people
man.
still
Cause
think,
cause my
you
uncle
know.
told me, he said, man, uh, he would put people in your life that you would never expect to
Mhm.
to affect your life. And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, once you put it in his hands, let him ride with it and see what happens. And I
Mhm.
tell you, it's been a blessing. It has, man, because is it one for him? Because I can only do so much. He has a
Mhm.
bigger network than I ever can think of. His
Mhm.
network expands more than anything. I mean,
That's right.
like just put this was like he put me and you back in touch with each other, and look where we at now. We talking to each other on your podcast
Yep. Both business owners
about my
doing
business and your
business.
business.
That's right.
And who would
God
have thought that
is something.
when we met in high school that coming up to you and telling you, hey, uh, this and that, and like I don't want to talk to you, you know. And then a week later, you wanted to talk to me, and who would have thought 10 years and 20 years later we actually doing business together and stuff like that. Oh man, we networking together.
Mhm.
Just something innocent like that. You never know what the Lord will provide for you. It's just like it's really crazy. It's really crazy. It's
That's why they
amazing
always
sometimes when
say
I just sit back
being
and just
delayed
realize.
does not mean you're being denied. Maybe it's just on God's time. Maybe you just have to be patient, trust the journey, and wait for Him to put it in your lap. So,
But sometimes you actually have to go out and seek stuff too, because you just
hmm,
can't just sit back and wait on somebody to do something for you because it would never
that's true.
happen. But you also got to put in the effort to do it because it really comes down to do you like it? Do you love it? Do you want more out of yourself? And
Hmm.
that's what it really comes down to because I mean, ain't nobody gonna give you nothing in life. You got to go out and
That's
earn it
right.
yourself and trust in
That's what they
yourself,
say.
be
Faith
yourself because
without works
like I said,
is dead. Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
man, for real, man.
So you got to
This
have
this
that
this
balance
is
in all
something, man. When I
aspects.
tell people,
I'm
yeah, when I
listening.
tell people everything about my business, it is like what? You learn on YouTube? I said, yeah. I learned how to do this on YouTube. She's like, what? I said, yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube. YouTube will help you out in many ways and more. I mean, everything. Actually, sometimes I learn more on YouTube than actually learn in school or anything.
My husband says the
Yeah.
same thing.
And sometimes yeah, I mean, I learned how to work on my car. Like, say something like a problem come up on my car, I can go diagnose it and go on YouTube and see how to fix it. And I fix it, and it saved me $300-400 easy.
Oh yeah.
Or like I got a Facebook a group on my car and stuff like that. What causing
Hmm.
this? What causing that? What causing this? And I go find it and I fix it. And I don't have to take it to the auto shop. Yeah, I just like I'm not a Facebook mechanic. I say I am a Facebook mechanic. But I learned so much on Facebook and YouTube. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, I can say that
I
social
don't know where
media
I'd be
have
at
a
without them,
lot of
but
stuff out
I
there
would
you
figure that.
can learn. I tell you that. There's so much
Yeah, I mean it's at the
information.
fingertips. I mean that phone that you hold in your hand, that phone you hold in your hand is like the world is at your hand. You can figure out anything you want.
That's
Like for
right.
example, I needed a part for my car and they don't sell it anymore. So I went
Hmm.
on my Facebook group. I needed a seatbelt for my back seat, and because I don't know what happened. It's a used car, and something happened. I don't know what happened. I got on Facebook, found it. Guy had the part in New York. It was a car that he was parting out, and I needed it. He sent it to me, and I gave him the money. He sent it to me, and not have that part in my car. I would have never had that part if it wasn't for Facebook. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's
It's some amazing
and there's
stories
also you got to
about
trust
social
people too,
media, I
because I done
tell
got
you.
burned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Stuff like
good
that
and
happen
bad.
on social media
Because
too. And
I
yeah.
mean I done got burned by people too. I send them the money, they don't send me the part. But it is what it is. You
Oh
must
yeah,
have
it
needed the
happens
money better than
sometimes.
than what I did. So I mean, I,
Hmm.
but I only got burned like 2 times. But I mean, it is what it is. Like I can't participate in that. I won't do nothing like that. Now, if you for say you order something for me, you're gonna get it. Unless something happens to me, but you will get your money back.
Hmm.
Yeah.
See, some people you can trust. Some people
I never not
just
came
are
through
out
for.
there to get people. Yeah, but that's great that you're one of those good
Oh yeah,
people
they
that people can
skimmers
trust.
everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're all over the internet,
Yeah,
especially
you
on
got your skimmers
Facebook and
trying to make money.
Instagram and popular sites. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're out there.
yeah man, I think I scam. Yeah, you got to be careful, man. You got to keep your head on the swivel, like my football coach used to tell me. Keep your head on the swivel. But man, this
That's
thank
right.
you. I want to thank you so much for giving me your platform to speak my talk my business and talk to you about it. I mean, you done did a lot more than I have, accomplished more than I have uh, about
Well, you
this,
know
and
what?
so
We're
you
not
you
talking
know you
about
know a
me
lot more
today.
than I will. So,
We're talking about you. This is your
but
interview,
I
but thank
understand,
you.
man. Well, yeah, man. If it weren't for you, I won't be on your platform. But I
Well,
got to get thanks for what thanks is.
that's right. Thank you. And thank God for being able to make
No,
this
thank you.
happen for real.
No,
And
thank him. I mean, because
I want to ask you
and I was nervous at first. Now I'm actually kind of
oh, you cool, you fine. How can you be contacted on social media? Let the people know where you can be contacted at.
uh. You can contact me, Ricky Beasley, on Facebook. I think Edgeline on Instagram, and Beasley House of Cakes on Facebook.
All right.
And I probably
Make
got a
sure you
Twitter. I
follow
probably got
them.
this and that. And then also, I just and I saw I got a TikTok. We
Mm-hmm.
putting on TikTok now. I don't know what's that one. I think Beasley House Cake on TikTok. We starting to
Okay.
put that on TikTok as well. But my
Yeah, I
main
saw that awesome
resource
TikTok
for
cake
it is
you
Facebook.
made.
Beasley House Cake.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the customer
I
gave
love
me
it.
an opportunity to do that, and it's actually if I show you a picture of what she sent me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's exactly alike. I mean, it's kind of little the color's a little off, but it's exactly like she sent me. I try to stay in the lines of that what they sent me, but sometimes, like I said, I didn't do that cake for the first time. I didn't do that, so I'm back. I'm already behind anyway. Now I got to figure out the way that you did it and what you was thinking about how you did it was going to do the cake. So I got to come back and do it for the second time. Because
Wow.
people go
It turned out
on
good though.
Pinterest and find stuff that,
Oh yeah.
thank you. Yeah, people go on Pinterest and find cakes, elaborate cakes. I talk to so many people about on the phone. Hey, I want this cake. I'm gonna send you a picture. Okay, how much would it be? It's gonna be $200 for this cake. Well, that's a lot of cake. That's too much. I said, ma'am, you're not understanding what you tell me to make this cake right here, exactly how
Mm-hmm.
you want it. It's $200. Well, that's expensive. I said, ma'am, that's a lot of stuff. It's got fondant, it's got this, you got characters, you got this. Well, that's way too much. That's way out of my budget. I said, ma'am, may I ask what is your budget? I said, I want to stay around about $50. I was like, I'd be amazed by that. I'll say, ma'am, this cake that you just sent me is not $50. This more
fifty
is like
dollars.
if you
That's
get
like
these people to
wow.
make this cake, it's gonna be like $300-$400 cake or more
Mm-mm.
or more. Like my cousin hooked me up with this lady who owned a business out in Houston. She
Mm-hmm.
told me her wedding cake started where she started, not even making the cake. They start at $1,200. Like what?
Wow.
Off the muscle, just a cake, icing, $1,200. Tears, $1,200. It's like what? But she also have a lot more overhead than I have. A lot
Mm-hmm.
more people and stuff like that working on that cake, but it's just not me. Like me, my overhead is nothing. I don't have overhead. Once I get in
Mm-hmm.
my business, my storefront, yeah, of course, my cake's gonna be. I have to check the prices up because I got to pay for everything. The business got to pay for itself.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can pull up. Okay,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I
you
got your
got it on there.
site pulled up.
I seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I seen that. I was like, well, how did that come up? Because I had my head over here on this, looking at the paper, and I seen my Facebook page come up on that, and that's all
Yeah,
thanks to my wife right there. She did all that. See, you see
wow,
that,
that's nice.
Rebecca, 2 and 2, have a plant, make it, have a vision, make it plan. That's where it came from.
Wow.
Write the vision, make it plain. But that's not Habakkuk 2 and 2. That's something else, another scripture.
Mm-hmm.
Habakkuk 2 and 2 is have a vision. No, you have not because you ask not. And sometimes
Wow.
when I go back and look at those pages, look at those cakes, I can't believe I did it. Like if you go down a couple of them, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a wedding one. Keep going, 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 keep going. That one with Mrs. and Mrs. on there. I did that for my cousin, and I just made the cake. So my wife came back and showed me the picture. I was like, "Well, that's a beautiful cake. Who made that?" She said, "You did." I said, "I did."
Wow.
I couldn't even believe I made it because I didn't decorate it. My cousin them they did. I was like, "Wow."
These cakes are just amazing. It's just like, wow. It's art. Very creative.
Yeah, you got to think
Wow.
outside the box with it. It's real easy to do. You just got to know how to do it and to get the resources to do it. That's
Mm-hmm.
all. Like that wedding cake is to this day I don't think I did it, but I know I did it. The one right there,
Mm-hmm. Mr. and Mrs. I see it.
Yeah, with the maroon ribbon around it with flowers. Yeah,
Let me see.
when she showed me that cake, the after effect, I was like, wow, I can't believe I did it.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Thank you.
Very luxurious. And I like the with the strawberries and the limes that look all like
Yeah, that's a
fresh.
margarita cake. That's
Hmm.
for the grown-ups because it got alcohol in it, and
Oh,
it's actually
okay.
got alcohol in the icing and the cake itself. And I only give the grown-ups because I don't want to be sued for a kid getting drunk over cake. Even those like those Hennessy cakes and those alcohol cakes, I don't put alcohol in the cake. I just put the alcohol on top of it.
Oh, okay.
And that pink cake right
That's
there, that was
nice.
a challenge because I had to redo something that the customer sent to me, and I had to make it where I can do it because my piping skills is not up there, so I had to use funded, and it turned out way better than I expected. The pink one with the
Wow.
wand on it,
Yes, I see it.
and then
Wow.
that one, that pink one with the pink with the drip on it. The
Hmm.
customer came to me and said, "I wanted a slime cake," and that's representative of the slime.
Oh, wow.
So it's like the slime and all different stuff.
As I was saying, these are
Yeah, I try
some
to stay in the box, but
amazing
also
cakes.
out the box.
Wow. This is great.
Thank you.
Hmm. Yep. And I really
And that little
appreciate you.
Spider-Man cake, it's like,
Uh huh.
oh, I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity and giving me your platform to talk about Beach the House of Cakes.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't forget about you. You participated in my first promo for my business in 2020 when I first incorporated. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to contact everybody back that participated in 2020 and invite them for my 2021 promo, which is interviewing and getting a chance to talk to people and continuing the marketing and advertising that I do for my business to support other businesses. So I'm just trying to continue working with other businesses and business owners, regardless of who they are in the world, and continue the pattern and the trend. And the portion of my business that I really enjoy and I love is the creation of the content and working and supporting each other in business so we can grow and continue and sustain and come up with new, more creative ideas to work together and grow, because we got to have each other back in business. If you want to be successful, you can't just go at it all alone. It takes a team to make the dream work. You might not be working together every single day, but the little bit of work that you can do for each other, supporting, having each other back, going on social media, liking posts, commenting, coming to events, participating in marketing, advertising and promoting each other, getting the word out. If it's word of mouth, social media, interviews, radio, television, whatever it takes, to keep promoting and getting the word out so people know about our businesses. And if you have the type of product, a service, or uh, something that someone's looking for, you're available and someone can have your contact information and work with you and do business with you if they desire, if they see and they like what you have to provide for your business. So that's the main thing of this is just continue to do good business, but do it in a new, innovative way, and compete with yourself, not compete with others. So support each other, help each other
Exactly.
out,
I never try to
have each
compete
other
with
back.
nobody
Yeah,
because I never. They might have a lot more experience than me, but I can only compete with myself, challenging
that's
myself.
right.
You know, I compete
That's
with
right.
these kids right here trying to figure out a new way to do some cakes, new ideas and stuff like that. That's where my
I heard
competition
that.
comes from. Yeah, the one who I made the cake for the first time I made the cake, she just was in here being nosy.
Hmm.
That's Kenya. Yeah, and then
How old are your children?
16, 11, and 10. Want to be 10,
Oh,
9 right now.
and you got all girls?
They're all girls, yes. All
Oh,
girls.
wow.
I'm the only male in the house. So you already know what
Oh,
that is.
I know they keep you busy, huh?
Keep me busy. Stay busy. They keep me on my toes, especially this one right here. Right next to me. She peeping in on me. She nosy, trying to figure out what I'm doing.
Well, any final words for this interview today?
She's a bit. I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to broadcast my business out in a place that I would never touch with your
Mhm.
audience. And thank you again for giving me the opportunity. And go look
You're
on
welcome.
Beasley House of Cakes on Facebook. Uh, Reach out to me, ask me questions, do anything, anything. If you have any
Mhm.
questions, hit me up.
All right. So this concludes our episode for today. You were the episode number 2, business. So thank you again for your
Thank you.
time, and it was a pleasure to interview today, Mr. Beasley. Um, Everyone, just make sure you tune in to our next episode. And check us out on Twitch TV. We also have gaming parties episodes also. Make sure to follow and subscribe to get get the opportunity to get to know and meet more individuals just like Mr. Beasley today, who is making a difference in our communities and in the world. This concludes our episode for tonight. Thank you again for tuning in, everyone, and have a great night.